All right, so this is number 2511-ish, where we've modified the problem to see this dividing problem that can occur. So we should think again. Remember, we did a little bit with this, right? We look at this and we can think, what are the excluded values?
2 and 3. No, 2 and 3, yeah.
Okay.
-2.
So -2 and 3 are excluded values, so I should be kind of keeping my eyes open for those at the end. Okay, so we do the same thing we did before, right? So if we go through this, we'll end up with minus 3p times p minus 3 is minus 8p times p plus 2. I'm kind of rushing because we just did this one, right? Okay, so we got this. Now we say to ourselves, okay, both sides have a p, right? Let me get rid of that. So if I divide both sides by p, then I'll end up with minus 3 times p minus 3 equals minus 8 times p plus 2. We just did this one, right? We multiply this out, we get p is -5. Right? Stuff. Okay? I checked -5. Is that -2 or 3? No. So I'm good with this value. But I divided by something that could be 0, right? You guys see that? So when I do steps like that, when I divide by something with a variable in it, I need to say, okay, whoa, hang on. This guy, right, could be 0. This might be a disallowed operation, right? This might be something I can't do. So I should ask, what about p equals 0? Okay, see that? If I was dividing by p plus 2, I would be asking, whoa, what about p plus 2 equals 0? You guys see that? So what I can do is I can take p equals 0, and I should check. 1, is that on my list of excluded values? Is 0 -2 or 3?
No.
No. Okay, so 0 is not on my list of excluded values, so I still have to worry about this. So then I should plug it in and see if it works. Okay, see that? Really, I'm wondering, this what about? That means really, is p equals 0 a solution? So I'm looking, is -3 times 0 over 0 plus 2, is that equal to minus 8 times 0 over 0 minus 3?
No.
Okay, let's see. The left-hand side is 0 over 2. And I'm wondering, is that equal to
0 minus
0 over
minus 3.
-3?
No, it's not. Well, it is.
What's nothing split among 2 people?
Oh, man, nothing.
Nothing? What's nothing split among 3 anti-people?
Nothing.
Still nothing? It's a negative, right?
Okay. But it's still nothing.
So it's nothing. That's still nothing, right? So I'm not looking at a question mark here, right? This is,
True.
right? 0 is 0. So what about p is 0? That's a solution. Shit.
Oh, no.
I should have that, but at the end here I don't, right? You guys see that? So it's possible for me to lose solutions when I do this divide by something with a variable in it.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful with those, okay? So what I recommend you do is a slightly different approach. which is when you divide by something with a variable in it, I would just throw it in your solution box, right? Like you've got a box, just draw it off to the side. In there, you're going to put your solutions that you get, right? So you might write even the excluded values at the top. So you might say excluded are -2 and 3, right? And then you might write solutions, question mark. And then every time you divide by p or something with a p in it or a variable in it, you might write p is 0, question mark. Do I need to deal with that one? You guys see that?
So another step.
Yeah.
But we don't need to do that.
So
But we do.
in your steps, right, you've got don't panic, blast the bottoms, 2, when you divide by variables, right, you need to worry about division by 0. Okay? And then 3, last step after you solve, right? So maybe 3 is solved. Step 4 is check answers against excluded. And worry about step 2. Cool. Does that make sense? So there are going to be 2 places you might see answers in these guys. They're going to be at the end of your solve step, or they're going to be in the, oh, I divided by something with a variable in it, I should set that equal to 0 and solve for it. Then I should check if that thing's a solution. Sometimes that thing will be an excluded variable and or an excluded value, and you can just pitch it right away.